Loki has corrupted it. You must find a way to break Loki's connection to it.
Us? What are you gonna do?
I am going to have a word with my brother.
Hello everyone, thanks so much for joining me here today as we get to talk about one of my favorite subjects, comic books. My name is Jose. I love comic books, I love talking about them, I love sharing them with you. Feel free to follow me on social media if you would like. Links are in the description below. I've also posted a link to the Marvel fansite that have plot synopsis and character bios for this issue. Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of my all-time favorite issues from one of my all-time favorite runs. The Mighty Thor 380 from 1987. Written and drawn by Walter Simonson. Well, and penciled. Inks by Sal Buscema. Now, Sal will... So, I'm going to tell a quick story. This is all done in splash pages. Walter Simonson penciled it, but didn't want Buscema to take less of a pay, so he decided to do be credited as layouts, so Buscema would get a higher fee for doing finishes, because the way Marvel structured their payments, layouts would be paid less than finisher. So it's credited here as layouts and finisher, but trust me, Walter Simonson has come out and said he is the penciler of this issue, but he wanted, you know, his buddy to also get paid, so he took a lesser charge because this story, he didn't care. He thought the story was worth it. This, as I mentioned, is done all in splash page, and this cover is great. I love this story, as I mentioned it. I love this issue. I love this run. We've only got a couple more issues to go. I believe after this, we have 2 issues left. But the last issue is a double-sized issue. Man, oh 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 man. What is it? Which one of, there's, the comic book channel, I think it's Comics Explained, where he goes, let me tell you. So I feel so giddy that, because I think this story, this issue just rocks. So, all right, here we go. I have a playlist that started from the beginning of Walt Simonson's run, 337. And so we are almost done here. And we have Thor wearing this armor, which has yet to be done into an action figure. What a travesty. So Hela has cursed Thor, and his bones are brittle, so he created this armor so he would be able to fight. So and so we now have Thor about to take on the Midgard serpent here. So, all right. Now at last is come the hour of greatest trial. In all the long centuries, I have fought no foe more dangerous, more deadly, save only the Father himself, meaning Odin. But even Loki is less perilous to me than the serpent who encircles the world. For this is the foe of legend, destined to slay the son of Odin. I must soar skyward with the speed of lightning if I am to take the offensive. And so Stanley presents Mjolnir's song. And so this is the part that I told you about. Writing and layout, Walter Simonson finishes Sal Buscema. This is actually completely penciled by Simonson. As always, the exquisite, wonderful lettering of John Workman. And then the editorial would be Ralph Macchio and Jim Shooter. Rest in peace, Jim Shooter. And so now we get a double page spread, and the serpent says, "Give it up, Thor. You cannot fly high enough to escape me or Hela's enmity. I know that the death goddess has cursed you with brittle bones and robbed you of your ability to die. There be making the old prophecies. For if Thor cannot die, how shall his ancient nemesis Jormangand perish? I must admit that I was taken unaware by your newly acquired plumage." That is awesome. I love the verbosity. "But gleaming feathers do not give victory, and birds are only mismanaged reptiles. You will never shine as brightly as a true serpent. Besides, you resemble nothing so much as invertebrates upon which I have feasted at the ocean's bottom. When I have reduced your skeleton to dust, I will shell you and suck your marrow. Then you shall live forever in the belly of the serpent." And Thor says, "You should learn, Jormangand, that not everything that moves is merely food for the beast." Wonderful image here. And Walter Simonson is really trying to establish the size. And so, mayhap a taste of the hammer of Thor will curb your appetite. Look at that. Would have been nice if we would have had the signage, I think, but the lettering for the special effects this way. But I understand he didn't want to disrupt the art with the braca boom here, but and then of course Grial. And so Thor continues, "Jormungand is too powerful to be injured easily. Yet the might of Mjolnir in the hands of Thor is the might of Asgard unfettered, and the fighting heart of Thor shall know no surrender." And so the serpent, it looks like he's going down here, and the trees are uprooted, and the serpent strikes a hit Thor, a palpable hit. I think he's hitting him. And so look at this, crack a doom. Man, I'm not really gonna read all these things here. So, and so, the serpent says, "You're a fool, Thor. You might have avoided this fight for centuries if you'd been sensible. But no, Hela curses you, and suddenly you think it's hero time. Before we finish here, I shall make you a believer in that delightful mortal notion that death is only the beginning of eternal life. You shall long for death and live forever. That's the trouble with godhood. It robs you of the finer judgment a deity so rarely has to pay for his mistake." And I love the big and the small. This just looks amazing. "I have read the pitiful fragments of mortal legends that survive telling of the battle between us at the end of time. We are fated to slay each other, godling. In fact, I shall die first, and you shall take 9 steps back before dying yourself. Truly, mortals are the most incorrigible Fabulous, yet here I am in the full flower of my glory, while you wear the iron skin to protect yourself and challenge me to battle. Little godling, I shall inscribe your name upon the finest tombstone imaginable. In New York City, I shall erect a cairn comprised of shattered buildings. The World Trade Center is not too small a monument for Thor of Asgard. I cannot wait, says the serpent here. So, man, that is so cool. And so, no, says the serpent. Is it not said, Jormangand, Jormungand, that haste makes waste? Or such trite epigrams beyond the proverbial wisdom of the serpent as Thor throws his hammer. Man, so awesome. Simonson is a master storyteller and just allows, he'll put words where needed, but then he just lets an image stand alone. Just gorgeous here. Look at this. My goodness, this could have been a cover image. That is so awesome. Another thing that I notice is that the armor, what would these little things be at? They've always, even with Buscema, they've always gone kind of like with a bend sideways. They're not like Captain America's where they're just like up and down. So that's kind of cool. And look at Jormangand here. And then how massive he looks. And then he's just curled. He can't even fit in a page. And so Thor goes, "At last the serpent is hurt. I must press the advantage." And he goes up to the serpent. "Careless Thor, a powerful blow, but your hammer you wield will not win the victory alone, and in your attack you have dropped your guard," as he goes to attack him. "Farewell, hero, no seat in Valhalla for you. The Valkyries shall never find the body of Thor and bear it thence. Enter the jaws of Jormungand and despair." That is just amazing. And then he goes to bite. And you see the bit of cape here. And suddenly, what is it? Skirash. And Walter Simonson says he would just come up with sounds just to fill in, and John Workman would actually take that, and so after a while it became Simonson actually spelling out what the sound went, because he thought Jordan Workman would do something else, and John Workman just thought it was that what Simonson picked was perfect. So and so he has lost his teeth, and so Thor thinks here, and he goes, "All that I ever was, all that I might have been, has led me to this moment." And Thor, the player, is merely Thor the pawn. The curse of Hela, has given me this chance, and whether my barrow is the highest hall of Asgard or an unmarked grave of earth, my father shall know that his son was true unto his fate. Thor will rid the world of this great evil, no matter what the cost. This, Father, I swear. Come, ye furious storm, ye blinding lightning, ye roaring thunder, gather now to me. that the glory and the might of the god of thunder may stand revealed as never before. The serpent himself has shown me the way. Mjolnir and Thor shall become one, the weapon of destiny, sung by the ancient skalds. Wonderful. And so the serpent here is his turn now. We get a profile of him. Thor begins to glow so blindly it hurts my eyes. I will wait no longer. Make your peace, your final peace with your fellow gods, Thor. You were a great foe. We are made of the same coin, you and I, bold fighters with great hearts. Once ye might have been my equal in strength, if not in wit. But my power is undiminished, while yours has fled just like your reason. Even your armor is not sufficient protection against the death thrust of Jormangand. And should you unleash your full power against me, you will destroy yourself, the face of eternity, as an immortal pudding. Not even a fool would court such fate, so you will hesitate and be lost. And so here we go. As I unleash my death strike, and Thor right here, this little dot here, and the serpent is going for him. Man, that is so awesome. And look at this amazing, amazing image. This was the part that was in the corner box here, or Simonson redrew this part for the corner box, if you remember. And Thor says, "You said it yourself, Jormungand. The trouble with godhood is that it robs you of your finer judgment, and that is why we will never be the same. You are a mighty fighter, but in the end, you're only a selfish creature, while heroes have an infinite capacity for stupidity." That's awesome. Thus are legends born. Man, that is so cool. So awesome. And Thor and the serpent collide. And Thor falls. And the serpent falls. Oh no, this is Thor falling here, and then I wonder if this is duotones being applied here. I think it is. And we have a hollow armor, the only non splash page here. Oops. And I think Simonson just wanted to bring the point. Next issue, The Old Shell Game. Featuring the pulse-pounding return of the unstoppable enemy, the one foe Thor's never beaten, and right now the Thunder God can't even thumb wrestle. Go ahead and skip this one. We dare you. So, wow. What an issue. Like I said, one of my favorite issues in this incredible run. The Mighty Thor 380 by Walter Simonson with Sal Buscema. Absolutely ass-kicking issue. I remember when I got this, and this just was so damn great. So, like and subscribe, and I do thank you so much for listening. Goodbye.